Hey everyone, welcome back to another kind of different video for this week. Earlier in the month I was online and I saw these pictures of spaceships based on household objects, and it made me think of back to high school when I used to draw spaceships in the binder of my notebook instead of, actually paying attention. And so I thought I would do something like that this week. You will see that I'm using an unusual brush and a different coloring technique. That's because I've been kind of messing around with my technique recently and seeing what works and what doesn't work. I came up with 6 different designs for spaceships. The first of which is very similar to the stuff that I drew in high school, which is very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque. After I had my usual fallback design out of the way, I wanted to do something a little different for this next design. I based this design and the next one vaguely on insects. This one I wanted to have pincer-like mandibles of some sort, but it actually ended up turning out more like a helicopter, which I was pretty happy with. The third, I wanted to be a more sleek design based on a wasp. The main inspiration for this was how wasps usually fly with their abdomens and legs hanging below their wings, all really creepy-like. And that's where I got the overall shape from. I imagine this ship being either akin to a sports car or some sort of high-end military vehicle. For my last few designs, I accidentally kind of ended up basing them all on public transport vehicles. I really leaned into the inspiration of a passenger plane mixed with a bus for this one. But I didn't really end up liking it, so eventually you'll see I come to throw it out. Then I remembered this design that I don't know if it was originally one that I saw in a video, or if it's one that I came up with, but it's really cool nonetheless. It's a spaceship kind of based on a train. The front would have 2 big engines sticking out of the sides instead of the back, because on the back there were these arms that would be used for connecting cargo boxes or train cars or whatnot. Finally, my last one I wanted to be based on another animal, like a humpback whale or something, but as you'll soon see, that tooth kind of flew out the window. It started to look kind of like one of those flying taxi things from the new Pokemon games. I can now see that, in fact, it didn't look anything like that, but for some reason I thought it did at the time. So I decided to do kind of a mix between one of those, a hot air balloon, and a pod racer type vehicle. In whatever sci-fi world this would originate from, I'd imagine it being used like a taxi-like vehicle to be used to get between short distances really quick. The designs really stay pretty consistent in the line art, except for the plain one, which of course I end up throwing away. So I'll leave you with the line art and the coloring process. In the end, my favorite two designs had to end up being the helicopter one and the flying taxi pod racer-esque one. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, then turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.